Good morning. Today is Sunday, March 3rd. And excuse my hair. I have sister locks. I'm going to do a video on that one day. Super thick, so I twist because my sister locks are so long. My roots. When they get, it's just too much to bear, and I don't have time to actually interlock it, So I was doing that last night. So excuse these. I'm gonna leave them in here because I didn't finish. I got a little part here. This is the class. I do a 5 a.m. class. 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 a.m. Central Standard Time. I live in Chicago, but I am in Charlotte, North Carolina right now, visiting my godsons, Trey, Geoffrey III, 19, college student. He is home this weekend and for the week because he's on spring break from North Carolina A&T. And then my youngest godson, Trey is my oldest godson. My youngest godson is Trey's little brother. He's 4. Yes, 19 and 4. His name is Jackson. And their mom is my best friend, my sister, Jazz, and their dad is my brother. I did a video, going through who all my godchildren were. Yeah, so Geoffrey, first godson, Jackson, last godson. I'm here visiting, okay? So I'm up for class. I'm going to church. Geoffrey he's an engineer by trade and also a pastor. So I'm going to church. So I'm trying to do something in my head. I did quickly want to show you before my class starts. I've been ranting and raving about goal setting class, a few other things. This is my box. See? I take pictures and stuff so I can insert from just future. And what I have in this box are things that things that represent goals that I have in the future. Okay? And I have some sayings like, that's the top. I'm sorry. I never give up. I'm going to do a video about giving up. Like real life story time. About the time I did give up. But that's a little bit later. But I'll never do it again. I'll never. People say never. I'll never, as long as I have breath in this body, give up ever again. I like myself. I don't have a lot of space, but that's what it really is. And like I said, I'm going to take some pictures so you guys can really see. And then making money is simple. Okay? And then I have all these cute stickers. Because if you know me, you know I love being a black girl. Oh, I gotta go. Class about to start. Okay, so I'll come back with this. Be back. Okay, so this is my future box. I like little creative activities. I'm a visual person, so seeing it for me, even seeing words and writing words down is important, but if I can see it in pictures, I got these little stickers from Amazon. Okay, and the letters. I got the box from Target. And then I have little sayings that we use in class. I like myself. We do activities with that every day. And if you follow me on IG and TikTok, I did an activity a couple days ago. with everyone who, you know, putting up I like myself in 3 reasons why. And then anybody that commented, I asked them to give me 3 reasons why they like themselves. I never give up. And making money is simple. Okay? So the content, I lift this up. I'll put the top here. Actually, I have something on the inside also. Again, these are stickers that I got from Amazon. And it says, I like myself. Okay? And that's a biggie for me. I am a full grown adult. I turned 45 in January. But as a little girl, even as a teenager, I would say even young adult, I had self-esteem issues. So saying I like myself is it's really like healing the little girl, my inner child. Okay, so here are some of the things that I have in my future box, you know, future goals. So I wrote a book. I wrote that and published that. I wrote it, technically speaking, was it 2020? No, I wrote it and finished it, I think, in 2019. And at the time, I was 40. I was supposed to write it before, and I just kept pushing it off. So what I ended up doing was I made sure it was published and everything by my birthday. Because that year, 2020, I turned 41. That's what it was. So I needed to have it released before my birthday. So it can go along with the title. That's what happened. So basically, it's about my life and me embracing my journey. You know, not comparing my life and myself to other people and their journeys, but just embracing the journey, you know, and my purpose and my path. Okay? Why is this in? If I wrote this, you know, if I published it and everything was out in 2020, I had always wanted to add a journal to it, like a daily journal, because at the end of each chapter, at the end of each chapter, and it's a really simple read, y'all. It's like you're having a conversation with me, and that's exactly how I wanted it. I didn't want it too deep or too hard to read, or I just wanted it to be very personable, because again, it's me telling my story. So at the end of each chapter, I'm trying to get it better. I just went through 2 chapters I already checked. At the end of each chapter, I have like mental health or life tips, and then scripture, and then I actually taught 2 classes, which I'm gonna revamp and revisit this. 2 master classes on your healing journey, which were great. They were taxing, took a lot from me, but they were worth it. And in the class, there was an activity that I did for each week. So I literally have the information and the stuff to put together for an actual journal, and I'm gonna do that. I'm thinking one thing I'm learning in this class is to put like a date to my goals. So I'm gonna put a date of like May 1st to have like the journal completed with Amazon has a whole, program where you can self-publish and have it ready for Mental Health Awareness Month. So that's my date for that. Okay. I also I was gifted this. I'm going to see if I can lift it up. This is a paperweight for a desk. It says World Changers. Dr. Frenda Rogers, and also by Miss Shirley Miller, who I absolutely love. She also gifted me this. Like, this was like 4 or 5 years ago, y'all. And I'll talk about this a little bit more in a story time. So I completed all my classes for my PhD. I just have to write my dissertation. But life has been life, and I have started and stopped several times in the process. And so my goal this year is to re-enroll back into my program and finish this dissertation and just finish this part of my life, okay? So that's in my box because that's what I'm going to do, and that's a reminder. Miss Shirley's gift is a reminder. I also set goals related to social media for me, and I pulled it out. So, in case you guys are not really paying attention, people are making money from all avenues in life, okay? And having several streams of income is where it's at. I read something, and I'll try to find a reference to it, but the average millionaire has at least 7 streams of income. At least, right? And I don't know about y'all, but I need to be a millionaire for what I need to do in life. Not just, oh, to live the great life or whatever. It's just so many things I want to do in life. Not just for myself, but for others. You got to have money to do that, right? So what I did here is, these are my social media goals. Yeah, let me keep this way. So this shows where I am. Like my subscribers for my YouTube Godmommy channel. It's probably best. Again, if y'all hear my stomach, don't judge me. That's something I got to work on while I losing weight, because I'm always hungry when I'm really not hungry. But anyway, right now I'm at 1,000 subscribers. I want to be at 1 million. This is TikTok. This is where I am. I had to start over on TikTok because I got banned. And I didn't do nothing, but that's a whole nother story time. So when I printed this, I was at 4822. I think yesterday I was at 4876. This morning, I think I'm at 4,900. The goal for today, because I even put it, actually I put May 5th, which is tomorrow. I want to be at 5,000, and then by the end of March, 10,000. 5,000 is important because I can become I can be in the affiliate program where you can do TikTok shop and earn some money that way. And then for 10,000 followers, I need that in order to implement or upload series. And I have a lot of like classes and stuff that I've taught that I would love to make into series. Again, that's another way to make money. This is my Facebook. No, that's not. This is my Facebook. This is where I'm at. This is where I want to be. And again, my numbers is not about, oh, all these people are following you. It's tied to revenue. Okay? The more subscribers, the more followers you have, the more, ads you can run on your page. You monetize. I am monetized on Facebook right now and YouTube. IG is a little different. Something's going on with that because it's Meta is connected between the two. But I get money from Facebook, not as much as I want, but not here. So I have to figure that part out. But right now I'm at 10K. I would like to be at 1 million. Okay, so that's some of my social media goals. Okay. And you grow by putting up content. So that's why I'm trying to, for the month of March, record and upload every day. Okay. So that's that. I also have, you know, I mentioned graduation of my PhD program. What I did was print out. And I'm sorry, I took all of these pictures out, and that's why they all over the place. When I was presenting. I have pictures of my graduations as a reminder that I got one more to go. I don't see them though. That's Spellman. Let's see if I can hold it up. That's Spellman. I need to actually take a picture of this and put it on social media. That's one of my best friends, Kendria. Dr. Kendria Hart and Keita. Well, it was Channer, but Keita Reed. Keita Reed. I also have I put up a screenshot of a FaceTime the three of us just had. They both were at a conference. And you hear this stomach? It's ridiculous, y'all. A conference in St. Louis or something like that. An education conference. They didn't know each other were going. And so they called me on FaceTime. This was a couple months ago. Keita was my freshman year roommate. And then sophomore year was Kendria. But that was us on graduation. But I got some more graduation pictures, babe, because I graduated from Spelman. Here we go. Graduated from Spelman in 97. You know, people be like, keeping their age a secret and stuff. To each his own. You do what works for you. I don't care, because everybody gets older. I'm 45. It is what it is. I don't have that at all. This is my UIC graduation. Actually, this is the same day. It's just two different pictures. I graduated there. Well, from Spelman, I have a bachelor's in psychology. That's what I got. And then I went to Clark, Atlanta, because I stayed in Atlanta to do social work, to get a master's in social work. But I ended up coming back home to Chicago and finishing up at UIC in 2005, I think. I think I finished in 2005. I finished Spelman in 2001. And then I got a degree in school counseling, a master's. I did not go to that graduation, right? I didn't. I think I got that in 2009 or 8. I have to look, y'all. Honey, I've been in school for so long. And then this is my graduation. I told myself that I was going to make sure I went to graduation. I'm going to hold it up because this light is kind of... Then I got another master's, y'all, in school leadership. So, because I thought I wanted to be a principal. And I don't. There you go. So that's from Concordia, University of Chicago. So I have my master's in school counseling and master's in school leadership from Concordia, Chicago. And then I'm going to finish up my PhD. It's online with Capella. Started out in human resources, but they've revamped some things. I have not been in school since I think 2019. So I am currently talking to like the dean of the human services, which I may have to do the social work thing. I don't know. We're going to figure it out because I'm going to finish. Okay. Then I have my old passport. I just ordered a new one. This one expired because I want to do more traveling. I used to travel a whole lot. But since COVID, there's some things, you know, that shut down for me. But I want to go back to that. Here's some of the stamps. Where are these? Y'all, I got my glasses on, but I think I need to check and get my eyes checked again, because, babe. So, Dominican Republic, Dominican Republic is probably in here about 4 times. Because I've been like 4 or 5 times. So, that was the Dominican Republic, I think. I know this green one is. I can't see, child. And then, what else I got in here? I got immigration. Yep, this is like Dominican Republic. I told you they didn't have about 4 times, and I've been there a couple times. That's what that looked like too. Let's see. This is Bahamas. I've been to the Bahamas like 3 times. 4 if I count the cruise that I went on for one of my birthdays. This is Uganda. Went there in 2019 with my church's mission team. This is Jamaica. I've been to Jamaica. First time I went to Jamaica, it was in 2012, I think. So I've been like 3 times. I love Jamaica. I'll go back. And I think that's it for this one. I had another, I had another passport that had my earlier trips, like Costa Rica's in there, the stamp for that one, and Jamaica and maybe Bahamas. But it's somewhere in my storage. I thought I lost it, but I have it. So I'm going to put it in this box too. So this represents travel that I want to continue to do. I ordered a new passport because this one expired in 2022. And these represent, well, actually, let's do this one. My health goals. I have my old Apple Watch that stopped working on me, child. And here's a reminder. I have a new one. So on my arm. Let me see if I can. That's my new one. That's what I'm doing now. I haven't started doing too much movement. But yeah, it's a reminder. And then this is me. And I think this was 2017-ish. I was at my ideal weight. I was living my life. I was in a positive space. Taking care of myself physically, mentally, emotionally. And I need to get back to her. So that's a reminder. I didn't need to, some people, and again, do whatever you need. They'll cut out a picture of somebody that they like how that person look, and that'll be their goal. My goal is myself. And it's okay if it's somebody else, you kind of look to. There's nothing wrong with, appreciating other people. But for me, my goal is my goal. Then this picture represents I was a high school counselor for about 16 years with Chicago Public Schools. For about 5 of those years, I had a really great team, even including like administration. Administrator at the time was, I'm about to say doctor, but Miss Khan, she like run a charter school system right now. And the assistant principal was Miss Houston. They're so supportive. I was the department chair. That's Renaco, one of the counselors, and then Travis was like our college and career coach. And we just was a really good team. And this little thing at the top says, teamwork makes the dream work. With my current business, I run a education/counseling consulting business. I still work with like high school students on discovering their dreams, the college process if they want to go to college, the career process, and I want to build a team like we were. We are a great team. And notice I said team. I'm not talking about necessarily just hiring people to work for me. I mean, I'll have that, but I want a team where we work together. And that's what happened. It was no big I's or little U's. Even though technically speaking by our titles, it was ranked, somebody needed to be the supervisor, somebody needed to be the chair, but we still just like work together. So whatever one did best, that's what we leaned to. Another cool thing about us was we were all HBCU grads. Now I'm for whatever campus or whatever school is best fit for you emotionally, financially, educationally, do that. So I'm not against, I'm not the type to say, oh, all students of color need to go to HBCU. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if you're black and you're brown, You need to know that historically black colleges and universities are an option. And in a lot of spaces, students of color do not know that. You'd be shocked. In a lot of places, you know. They may know the Spelman or the Morehouse or Howard here and there at Hampton, but they don't know it's over 100 HBCUs. For me, and in my life and the work that I do, any student that I work with it's going to always know that. Okay? I'm a Spelman grad. Travis graduated from Alabama A&M, and Renako graduated from Alabama State. Okay? And then I had like services that I provide with my business. All of them did not print off, so when I get home, like I said, I'm in North Carolina, I'm going to make sure I print off like I do college planning programs for juniors. I also have a college planning program for seniors. Those didn't print off. I had 2 flyers. Those didn't print off. I used to provide SAT and ACT prep outside of the program. I've been just trying to keep it in the program now, but I'm going to go back to doing that. So I offer those classes a few times during the year. I'm teaching 2 on Sundays right now. I showed you my book, so I also have like self-publishing services. Simply helping people through the process of publishing your own book, and also editing. I do a really good job with editing. I was doing tutoring during quarantine. There are a lot of families who decided to homeschool their kids, which is great. I love that. I've been an educator for over 20 years. I love the homeschool option because it's a lot going on in the education system. I'm going to restart up my tutoring service. I've had 2 families, actually 3, because Peach just in our class asked about the tutoring. Families that asked about tutoring, and I'm like, oh, I don't do that anymore. So I have a debt to pay off, a school debt to pay off, and I have a year of my PhD program that I need to pay out of pocket. So I got to get this money. So whatever services I used to provide that I really don't, like I'm also a therapist. I've been working mostly the last 2 years with children. I have a contract with a therapy organization that works in tandem with Department of Children and Family Services. So I have contract work with them. I have like 20 little ones, ages. My youngest is 2. Yes, 2-year-old therapy. And the oldest is 20. Yeah, 20. So I have 20 on my caseload. I think they're going to add like 2 more. There's 2 more like siblings. So I've been working really with them for 2 years. So my actual like therapy with adults and life coaching, I kind of like put that to the back burner. But I'm going to restart that back, honey, because again, I need all my coins. And then you see these little things here because I got bills to pay. I got dreams, okay? These are like little reminders and affirmations. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't have this is literally my nail, so I don't know why. So like this says, good things, I'm sorry. Good things are coming. I'm grateful for today. Progress, not perfection. You're moving forward, celebrate that. Reminder to be kind. And then these pictures are pictures of me with my godchildren. Because one of my goals for 2024 is to be an intentional and present godmom. To them. And these are a lot of pictures when they were younger. This is actually my niece, y'all. She turned 23. Can you believe it? On the 28th, Brianna. That's Jymirah, her high school graduation. Jymirah's my oldest goddaughter and oldest godchild. That's Naila, honey. Naila is 16. Now, that's Miss Brooke. Y'all, Miss Brooke is 12. Brooke did not like me until she turned about 4. Look at her. I'm smiling. She looked scared for her life. That was her first birthday. She did not like, she was my only godchild that did not like me when she was a baby. All my god kids loved me. They used to like run to me. Brooke used to be like, no, 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 no. Girl, I thought I was going to have to take my name off her little certificate I signed before the Lord. Because how you don't like me? I'm going to erase my name. But anyway, that's my boo. I love me some Brookie. She just like, even today, like, Brooke don't fool with everybody. And it ain't nothing personal. I just think she's a discerner. Like, she picks up things, or she's just very careful. She's a lot more open, of course, now that she's 12. But yeah, when she was little, like, leave me alone. These are Jymirah, my oldest god baby. Whenever I go to Atlanta, that was the time that I surprised her for her 18th birthday. Y'all, I love this baby so much. She is 25. Like, Godmommy, like, when people who compliment me on being a great Godmommy, it's because of this baby right here, honey, because it was trial and error. I messed up sometimes. I got it right sometimes, but no matter what, this baby always loved me. Like, she just always loved me. Always. Okay, so these are some other pictures of my god kids. That's Micah and Naila when we went to Disney. Karis was a little baby. I don't even think she was 1 yet. That's Chris. That's Chris and Maya. We did some type of run or something. This is Micah. Chris is 16 now. Maya's 14. That's Micah, your boy, honey. He is 14 now. I think that was his kindergarten graduation. That's Karis, my Snoopy. She's 10. This is Micah again. Y'all, look how he looking. That's Micah. That's all I'm going to say about his personality. That's Maya and Chris again. I just got a few pictures. Some of those did not print off. Like, I had pictures when I took Maya and Chris to New York. We stayed for about a week with my sisters and sister chicks. I'm going to do a video at story time about my sister chicks, how I met them, how we're family. I've known them literally almost 20 years now. That was Chris' kindergarten graduation. When I tell you, me and his mama cried like he was graduating from college. And he about to go to college, y'all, in 2 years. That's Chris again. Oh, my baby. Okay, but that's what I have now. I'm continuing to add more stuff. This represented travel too. This is me and Jymirah, my Spelman sister. Look at her. This in 2006. We went to Costa Rica to visit our bestie, Kendria. Dr. Kendria Hart. She was doing like a study abroad program in Costa Rica. That was my first time out of the country, actually, in 2006. Jymirah and I met up in Atlanta, because Jymirah is in Atlanta, and then we flew to Costa Rica together to meet up with Kendria. The first night we stayed, didn't we stay in the house we stayed in a little house. Yo, in my stomach, like, yo, you are disrespectful. Relax. And you're not getting no pancakes today. That is not on the agenda. You want to get some fruit or oatmeal or something? Relax. Okay. Oh, yeah, we went and we stayed at the family's home for one night. And it was a little different. I'm trying to see if I can find some of those pictures. And then, y'all, lastly, this is a ring box. Oh, my God, this stomach. It really started talking. Because I think that was a little bit of my anxiety that spoke. But this is a ring box, y'all. I'm single. And for a long time, I'm going to be honest, I just was not ready for relationships. I have, had friendships, or been attracted to people, and we'll start talking, and then when we get to the point where, oh, are we gonna date, things went left. So I'm always so like not so open to that process sometimes. Because I'm from the west side of Chicago. Like, you're not about to play me, right? And I'm not trying to play nobody else either. But I have to, like, you know, just kind of open my heart. And I'm willing to do that right now. So this ring box, I got it from my bestie, who's been married for what? They just celebrated 20 years, I think, in July. The mommy and daddy of my oldest godson, Trey, who's 19, and Jackson, who's 4. She had a ring box. She was like, here, honey. Oh, shoot. And so, yeah, that represents me. I think the goal that I wrote down was, let me find it. I'm going to actually read it off to y'all. Hold on, woman. I made this little book for my goals, setting classes, and my goals for 2024. I'm going to do a whole video by itself with this. But I'm going to read off my particular goal in regards to relationships. So, my goal for 2024 is, I met and developed a friendship and relationship with the love of my life. How we do our goals is we write it in present tense. Okay? Because we're manifesting it. And before you start, we like with terms. Some people don't like to use manifest. Why, I don't know. Because we'll say, you know, we'll pray and say, like, and I'm saying we, church people, because I grew up in church. We'll ask God to manifest, you know, his presence. And so why not use the word manifest? I don't understand. But anyway, it's the same concept of you praying about it, right? You speaking it into existence. That's all manifestation is. So it's not really that deep, you know, but religion will have you like, oh, you can't say this and say, whatever. I said manifest, and I'm going to keep saying it. So also, after you write your goal in present tense, what you do is you give 3 things that you're going to do to ensure that this goal manifests. Because faith without works is dead. You can have faith, you can speak it, but if you're not doing no work towards it, or you're not positioning yourself in a place to be able to receive it, it ain't gonna happen back. And if it do, it might be a train wreck. So one thing I'm gonna do is become mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually open to dating. Remember, I just said I really hadn't been, you know. And again, I'm gonna do a whole story time on that. Number 2, I'll move like I'm already in a relationship. I'm gonna, you know, take care of myself like I'm a wife. I'm gonna take care of myself. You know, I'm gonna, you know, make sure I'm buying things in the house. I ain't running out of tissue and stuff. Like, cause think about that. It's one thing when you by yourself, but you got somebody else, and y'all ain't got no tissue. Get yourself together. Wash your clothes. Like, this is, even as a single woman, you should be doing this. Wash your clothes. Clean up your house. Like, what are you doing, man? Affirm myself, all that great stuff. And I'm going to do something that I stopped doing. Praying for my future husband. I used to do that. And, you know, I was with a group of women who I still love, but we're not as close as we used to be. And we used to do some silly stuff around, you know, praying for a man or whatever. Some of them married, though. So they probably actually took it seriously while I was playing. Jokes on me, because I'm not. But I'm going to go back to that. Okay? Because if I can pray for everybody else, even people I don't know, I can pray for my future husband. And hopefully, he's somewhere praying for me. All right? So, boom. That's the end of that. Because I already rambled enough. But like I said, I'm going to go over my goals in a whole nother video. But that's that, y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Have a good day.